I'd always harbored a crush on my best friend's mom, Mrs. Robinson. She embodied beauty, her long, flowing hair, curves perfectly accentuated, and a smile capable of thawing even the iciest hearts. Whenever she crossed my path, my heart raced, thoughts straying to forbidden territories. During one visit to my best friend's house, I lounged in the living room as he disappeared upstairs. Mrs. Robinson entered, clad in a form-fitting dress emphasizing every contour. Our eyes met, and a mischievous grin danced upon her lips. "Like what you see, honey?" she purred, sauntering over to me. My cheeks flushed, and I stammered out a response, unable to tear my eyes away from her. Without warning, she pushed me back onto the couch, straddling me as she leaned in close. Her lips brushed against mine, sending shivers down my spine. I was in a daze, unable to resist her advances as she kissed me deeply, igniting a fire within me that I had never felt before. As Mrs. Robinson continued to kiss me, her hands began to roam over my body, exploring every inch of me. I could feel the heat building between us, the tension thick in the air as she whispered in my ear, "You're mine now, darling. I'm going to make you mine forever." I was powerless to resist as she undressed me, exposing my naked body to her hungry gaze. Her touch was electrifying, sending waves of pleasure through me as she teased and tormented me, pushing me to the brink of ecstasy. With a wicked gleam in her eye, Mrs. Robinson reached into a drawer and pulled out a set of lacy lingerie. Without a word, she dressed me in the delicate garments, transforming me from a boy into her submissive plaything. Mrs. Robinson guided me to her bedroom, where a mirror awaited, reflecting my feminized form in all its splendor. I stood transfixed, the lingerie accentuating my curves, my hair fashioned to enhance my femininity. She gently urged me onto the bed, joining me as she murmured, "You're my little sissy now. Body and soul, you're mine." I surrendered with a primal groan, ensnared by her dominant aura. She guided me through realms of ecstasy and agony, unveiling a spectrum of sensations I'd only dreamed of. As the hours waned, Mrs. Robinson unveiled the essence of submission, pushing me to realms unknown. She led me through a labyrinth of positions, asserting her dominance in ways that ignited an unparalleled vitality within me. Each movement, each sound, propelled me deeper into her dominion, my essence morphing from boy to sissy beneath her skilled touch. I belonged to her entirely, a transformation wrought upon body and spirit. With dawn's arrival, Mrs. Robinson gazed upon me, a contented smirk gracing her lips, aware of the irrevocable change she'd instigated. Lying there, sated yet liberated, I embraced the realization that in her embrace, I'd unearthed my authentic self. Following that pivotal encounter with Mrs. Robinson, I became ensnared in her enchantment. Swiftly, she embarked on further feminizing me, exceeding my wildest imaginings. Initially subtle, the changes unfolded gradually. She adorned me in ever more revealing attire, urging me to embrace my burgeoning femininity. She instructed me in the nuances of feminine comportment, walking, talking, and carrying myself with the grace of a woman. With each passing day, her influence deepened, my erstwhile masculine characteristics yielding to her meticulous guidance. I evolved into her flawless submissive, wholly embracing the role of her sissy. Accompanied by Mrs. Robinson, I ventured into the realm of makeup and lingerie, where she imparted the secrets of seduction and allure. With her guidance, I mastered the art of highlighting my finest attributes, amplifying my femininity to wield a potent blend of strength and vulnerability. Embracing this newfound identity, I luxuriated in the gaze of admiration and longing it elicited. Mrs. Robinson spurred me to delve deeper into my sexuality, propelling me toward ecstatic realms of pleasure and submission previously beyond my imagination. With each passing week, Mrs. Robinson's dominion over me solidified. She ushered me into the company of fellow dominants, unveiling a universe of kinks and fetishes previously confined to my fantasies. I became enmeshed in a tapestry of desire and fervor, encircled by formidable women who wielded their power with precision. Under Mrs. Robinson's tutelage, I blossomed into her ideal sissy, eagerly embracing my role in a realm where pleasure mingled seamlessly with pain. One fateful night, Mrs. Robinson bestowed upon me a collar, a tangible emblem of my unwavering devotion to her alone. As she secured it around my neck, a surge of anticipation and trepidation coursed through me, heralding my complete surrender to her dominion. From that pivotal moment onward, I existed solely at Mrs. Robinson's behest, my entirety, body and soul tethered to her will. She guided me to unprecedented peaks of pleasure and abysses of pain, unraveling the intricacies of my desires and the extent of my submission. Kneeling before her, clad in delicate lace and silk, I acknowledged the irreversible transformation wrought by my best friend's mother. And in that moment of profound realization, I embraced my feminized identity, steadfast in my devotion to her.